you're off to the races. But that is truly where Northern Valley has been getting kind of just eaten up, is on that outside. So good there, them fighting it and getting it back here. A nice little run for a good pickup, getting them back to the original sticks here for second and about 14-15 after a good run. That was Connor Cure, the ball carrier that time.
Had a little bit of technical difficulties here at the start of this one, but I think we're up and going now. Sorry for you at home. We got kind of stuck on some video ads. We had to refresh some stuff and get stuff going, but here we're in the first drive of the game.
Going to see Spore land development in your dreams if you were with us in the pregame.
Right.
Huh?
Second and long here for the Bulldogs as they'll snap, and they'll snap it back to Armberger. Now fake handoff. A wide open Cure is out here in the middle of the flat. Dances around Hansen.
Nice
now he's trying
Cure.
to do. Hansen wraps him back up and tried to rip that football away. He might have. Will the officials give it to him?
And he comes up with it, but they did blow it dead and stop the scraps. So
it'll be a first down.
Picked it up.
But I like the aggressive play there by Hansen trying to rip at that football. So 1st and 15 from the 32-yard line.
Get in there, Gavin. Let's go.
Come on, guys.
Under center is the freshman, Ruxin Armberger, 125 pounds, wearing 81 under center here tonight. Straight handoff up the middle. Here's Wart going around the outside, and nobody's going to touch him. He's going to run it all the way in for a Bulldog touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that green grass right in front of him, and you could see him just find that other gear, and no one was going to catch Dylan Wark after that one, though. Warkhorse finds pay dirt first in this game, giving him 11 total touchdowns on the season. That's his 9th rushing touchdown on the year, so he's had pretty good numbers finding that end zone for the Bulldogs.
Doing the kicking duties, Jose Rios, the junior, lines up. The hold by Wark. Snap by Perez is back. Kick is away. Kick has been blocked. And no good on the attempt.
Large animal care. It's all available at All Creatures Vet Clinic, supporting the Northern Valley Huskies athletically and academically.
Rios getting lined up here, ready for the kickoff, and he's going to put it on the ground right in front of Zane Brown, who scoops it up and fields that ball on the 39-yard line. That's where Northern Valley will take over.
Yeah, good starting field position for the Huskies here to strike back and try to take the lead early in this one after you said just a minute and 36 seconds off the clock. That's all it took for Golden Plains to cash in first in this game. And you know, if you weren't able to listen to our pregame show, we've said it a lot, I feel like, but we want to say it again because it was the key to that touchdown. Is we talked to Coach Travis Smith over there, and the key word for the week for that Golden Plains squad was physicality, and the reason that they scored so easily on that one was they won the line of scrimmage, Clint.
Absolutely. They made a nice pull block and kick out, and here we go. Northern Valley in a spread formation here to start.
You got
as they go
to the near side.
Twins here to the near side as they're going to snap this ball back to Gavin, and it does. Toss back to Tait, and he's trying to find room around the outside. Gavin is leading blocker, and the big brother going to step out of bounds. And a quick 14-yard gain on the play for Northern Valley, who has struggled to put up yards here lately.
Yeah, I love to see it. You know, we've seen Tait in the last few games kind of be probably the most efficient and effective runner for the Huskies over there. Doesn't get all the carries, but maybe he'll get a little bit more work here because when the ball has been in his hands, good things seem to be happening for the guys in green.
A new center here for Northern Valley as well as Maverick Rogers is the one doing the snapping detail.
Lightest center in NV history, maybe? We'll have some more trivia for you later tonight, too.
Eric Wentz might have an argument with you. They're going to give it right back to Tait, and he's going to try and get to the line of scrimmage, but he is wrapped up and dropped by Wark for a 0 gain. Dylan Wark coming up from that safety position to make that tackle.
3rd and short here. We'll see what Northern Valley does if they try to spread them out again and get a little bit more one-on-one opportunity, or if they beef it up a little bit on the line. There is a late flag.
Late flag coming in. Looking for a preliminary signal. Illegal motion against Northern Valley, which meant that they were never set for one count. So they were trying to quickly go up to the line of scrimmage. They weren't ever set. which is why the 5-yard penalty, but they'll replay the down. I don't know if I'd have taken it. You had them on a third short. We'll see what happens here as they go back to the trips formation right underneath us, spotted by Hammond, who's now in motion. The jet sweep to him. He's going to try and make the corner. He does. He's going to be at a first down and more as he runs through a one tackle and is driven out there by number 20.
Love to see him hit that top speed and hit that edge, though. We saw it, we've seen Owen on this one. He's got some wheels, man. And so him being able to get to the outside there, he's been trying to be more of a patient runner when he gets the ball in his hands and letting things develop in front of him. The problem is there's no one in front of you for stuff to develop with. And there it's just you got to beat that defense to the edge. And he did a nice job there picking up the first down and moving the chains for the Huskies.
Owen to the top side, Zane Brown to the bottom. Snap's going to go back to Gavin. And now a flag is going to be called on a false start against Northern Valley. We'll send him back 5 yards and replay that first down. But I like what Coach Marvin Gippard is doing here early in this one, Aim. He's breaking it down. They've been a lot of pound and ground to start games to try and set a tone, but now he's just saying, athletes, space, let's make it happen.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen Northern Valley do for quite a few years now, basically since they came down to the 6-man level. This is a little bit of a different roster than some of those other years, but they still got athletes that if you put them in one-on-one, they're going to be tough to tackle. So I like the shift over to this one. It has kind of led to a couple of these pre-snap penalties. Maybe guys.
Reverse coming at us, and Hammond's got daylight. He's got one man to beat, and it's Cure. Going to get around him, and somehow a shoestring tackle brings him down.
A pretty good tackle there by Cure. If he didn't get that one, we were going to be talking about pay dirt for the Huskies. But as I was saying, and you see it right there too, guys are trying to blow to get off the line and get off quickly, and it might be leading to a couple of these pre-snap penalties. But I'd almost rather, if you're Coach Gevard, you'd rather have that than have guys flat-footed and getting beat at the line of scrimmage, I would say.
I like the creativity coming out of this as well. Now they're going to go full barnyard. 5 people spread all the way across.
There's
Center's Hansen,
right?
and Gavin Thalheim at the center position. Quickly they're going to read, and now they're going to run backwards.
Good lead block by him.
We
do have a flag
on the field, but I don't understand what it is. And it's going to be a what? It's going to be in another illegal motion. It's going to erase the points from Northern Valley.
So what I think what probably happened there was a man got going a little bit early, or they didn't have anyone up to the line of scrimmage the way that they needed to, which is, I think, a different call.
No, that's a different call. So the only thing a legal motion is that he's going towards the line of scrimmage. I'll maybe have to ask at halftime if I get somebody on. Hansen's going to do the snapping detail this time. Now Gavin's going to go in motion. Tait's going to look to throw it. He's got the wheel route to Gavin in a dive. He dropped that in a bucket.
I absolutely love that play. That is something that we haven't seen from Northern Valley once this year. But all he has is one man to beat right here. Tait has his feet set. He was comfortable in the pocket, and he just puts it right on a rope to where only his big brother, Gavin Thalheim, can get that one.
Man, I got excited. I thought Gavin reeled that in for 6.
Another pre-snap.
No, he dropped the football.
Oh. We were hyped.
I was there. I was going for the replay button quick.
Run it back.
So two very creative plays to start. Now everybody's going to get set on that line of scrimmage. Now everybody's set. Now they can go with it. Snap back to Gavin. He's going to have to throw this one. He's got an open Zane Brown in the corner. Shot to him. Zane, tightrope. Oh, he's just out of bounds. Number 20, Zane Brown coming up big.
Hey, they keep trying to attack that side, that corner over there. That's the third Husky. One finally went. They finally got the play off, and now they're looking at first and short. But, I have enjoyed every single one of these plays that they've done to try to attack that end zone.
Certainly a different look here from the green and white, as now you'd love to line up in the I formation and hand this football to Gavin, but he's going to be the lone back out there, standing 5.5 yards behind the snap of Hansen.
And we have to remember, he can't be the one to run this one in.
He cannot run it, but he will find his little brother for the 6.
As the Northern Valley gets on the board and will tie it up at 6 with a chance to take the lead here with the point after attempt here. Yeah, just a little, the corn dog, or what do they call it, Tom and Jerry now. That's the Chiefs play, where they go inside in the man-to-man defense and then break it to the outside, one man to beat. Easy money.
So that is something. When you just have one man back there, and if they rush too many, that means that there's somebody wide open. And if Gavin can find him just like he found it there, it's an easy pass and catch. He's going to line up the extra point, put it through, and count it. Northern back in here to Husky football on Open Spaces Sports as Northern Valley counter punches right back for 6 of their own. Add the PAT, they lead 8-6 as Gavin's getting ready to kick off here, and another flag has dirty laundry. And I've never seen an offsides.
Lined up in the neutral zone on the kickoff.
On the kickoff, so they will move the ball 5 yards and kick it again, I believe.
It will be the exact same result.
Ooh, I love that. Good work, linesman. Did you catch that? So when the referee is all the way down there, the linesman or the back judge has to go ahead and give the preliminary signal to the booth, and he did it properly.
He's been waiting his whole life for that.
He has. He's a junior white hat.
But like I said, this will probably be the same result as Gavin absolutely booted that first one out.
I'm saying he's got the wind, and get a good camera on it because I think he's going for the uprights. Boom. Out the back of the end zone before it touches green grass, and they will have to start on the 15-yard line to the Golden Plains Bulldogs.
So we'll see if the Northern Valley defense can tighten down the screws here, where we said Northern Valley kind of lost the line of scrimmage battle on the first possession for the Bulldogs. That's why they were able to break off that big run from Dylan Wark. Wark came into this game averaging just about 100 rushing yards a game, and here he's got a good chunk of that already, and we're not even through half of this first quarter.
Northern Valley will come out in a 4-man front here. Defensive tackles Zane Brown and Gavin Thalheim.
The single wing over there on the Bulldog side.
Now back to work on a pitch. He's going to be knocked down in the backfield. The back pursuit by Hansen was almost there, and Work kind of went down on his own there.
Yeah, it looked like he tripped over the foot of Rios, who was the blocker on that edge, but it was a good job by Northern Valley kind of working through that block, pushing the blocker backwards, not giving Work the footing that he wanted for that one. But, he was one trip up away from a big pickup yet again.
Now they're going to go wide to the high side with Cure and Rios. And now we've got a stoppage of time again. And there's a flag.
It's going to be a false start on the center as he was fiddling with that football. I think that's what they were discussing there.
Okay.
Where you can turn it, but you can't pick it up and then put it back down.
No, you cannot do that. It's snap infraction.
And I think that they gave him a little bit of a learning section there, and he did it twice. So sometimes you got to learn the hard way.
Back toss. This is Diego Perez on the outside. Tait was there, but nice tackle by Zane Brown to finish the job.
After a decent pickup there from Perez, looking at a 3rd and about 10 now for these Bulldogs as they want to get out of their area of the field. But this is about where they were the last time when Dylan Wark snapped off that long touchdown run.
Ruxin Armberger coming in with that play call from head coach Travis Smith on the sideline. He's going to line up deep with the snap going directly to Rios.
We'll see if Northern Valley.
Twins on the outside. It looks like a passing formation to me. Now they're going to reverse. Now they're going to double reverse. What are they going to do here? Wark is going to be run down from the backside as Owen Hammond used his wheels and made it happen.
Yeah, and that play kind of fell apart there for the Bulldogs. I think they were wanting to get Wark outside, and maybe, Rux and Arnberger seemed like he was wanting to slip up that side if they could get the ball off, but Northern Valley right on top of that little counter play, bringing him back towards us. No room for him to work.
In punt formation, Dylan Wark, as he got the snap away from Perez. He's going to shank this one off the side of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Northern Valley takes over in Bulldog territory. We talked about a hot start from both of these teams. Right here, Northern Valley has that chance. And the one thing head coach Marvin Giphart always does when he smells a little blood in the water, he goes after it quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to try and quick strike here. Center is Maverick Rogers.
Go Twins to the near side yet again.
Both of them are on the line of scrimmage, and here we go. Everybody eligible in this game of six-man football. Toss back to Tait. He's looking to run. Gavin with a big block on the outside will free him for a 10-yard first down play.
That's a nice job by Gavin there, giving the space for Tait to work a little bit. It was a good tackle there on the sideline, but not before he picks up 10 yards and put Northern Valley at second and about 5 or 6.
It really isolates the defense. What are they going to do? And when Gavin can win that one-on-one matchup each and every time, it frees so many opportunities for his teammates. They're going to go 5 across this time, one more time. You're telling me this is the one I get to call Barnyard. So they're going Barnyard. Gavin is going to be the quarterback, and he's going to have to work quick as the rush is on. Ball has been tipped in the air as Rios had got a finger on it.
Yeah, that was a great rush by Rios there. Hansen was the one blocker that stayed inside and looked like he did a pretty decent job with it there, but Rios pushes off and gets up. He's a pretty good athlete. We've seen that on the basketball court as well, where he got up right there and was able to get a paw on that football.
Hansen will snap. And one more time, they're going to go Barnyard. Zane Brown is the highest point on there. In motion now is Hammond. He'll go dot the I formation. They'll flip it back to him. He's looking to throw this football. He'll dump it to Gavin, who will look for the first down marker. Runs over a man for a first down.
Great look right there. Just setting up the little safety valve where Owen, his first read was probably that end zone, but there's not a lot of better last reads in this league than dumping it off to Gavin and just letting him bowling ball his way to picking up a first.
First and goal here, action at the 14.5-yard line. Northern Valley's got to work all the way into theirs. We're at 4:20 left to go here in quarter number 1. Trying to add to their 8-6 lead. Hammond and Brown closest to us. He's asking for some motion. Now he's got it. Jet fake, sweep. Now Tait is going to rip up the middle of the field. He's looking for 6, and he found pay dirt.
And that was a great read by Tait as Rios was the one man who could have stopped that play. He slips a little too far to the outside. Gavin puts just enough of a block on him, and Tait using his wheels. Man, he has been an X factor with his legs trying to get this offense going the last couple of games, and here able to do it again.
I love the misdirection there, play call. All the eyeballs went with Owen Hammond to the right side of the formation. They made a quick jab to counter that.
That motion is so hard for anyone to stop.
Worked out well. Tough snap. The kick is even tougher. And they do make it.
Yeah, that's the
and
second
now
time
a flag is going to be called.
Golden Plains, the last time out, they ran into the holder and the kicker, and this time does it again.
Well, the problem is did they touch it?
That is.
Did they? Because I thought I heard a thump. So I don't know what it is. It is a personal foul running into the kicker against the defense.
And that was more running into the holder, unfortunately for the holder.
Angela Thalheim, your Phillipsburg Edward Jones financial advisor.
I want to bring us back in here to Open Spaces Sports, and I don't think that Angela Thalheim will mind as we're going to watch Gavin put one. I called it the last time he was going for the uprights. The wind has died a little bit, but with a 15-yard penalty, that one is good. As he nearly hit the flagpole with the bottom of that one. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, there's got to be some points rewarded for something like that. I don't know.
So a trivia time as we got our trivia man. Ross Cole, as everybody knows, the hard work he's done on the YouTube channel there for Northern Valley Sports. He brought one to us today. The longest field goal ever made by a Northern Valley Husky is?
Distance or kicker?
I don't care. Who is it?
Well, I tried not to read all of these because I knew we were going to do some trivia.
down from behind. Hammond ran him down. It'll be a short gain for Wark.
Give us the answer here, Clint. Give us the answer.
Well, it's 35 yards. And it was from the old school days.
We don't do a lot of field goal kicking here at the Green and White.
And the answer, so I don't screw it up, is on my phone. And I've got the broadcast up, so I'm going to make you pull up your phone. I really thought Heiko Gross was going to be the answer to this trivia question, but it was not. It was a man from yesteryear. Played in the 80s, I believe. Who'd you got? Big throw is going deep for Cure. He'll high point that football, and it will bring it in. A gain of 30 yards as Cure went up and got that one.
I do have it for you.
Who is it?
Sir Dustin Donaldson.
Sir Dustin Donaldson. If you had him on your bingo card, congratulations.
A little bit more about him. He made 22 extra points in 87 and 88. That's when he played. The longest one was 34 yards, and that was against the Tipton Cardinals, which was likely a playoff game.
Thank you, Ross Cole, for the insights that you provide about Northern Valley sports. We could really use this ball. Ball is on the ground.
They're able to jump back on top of that one. That was Ruxin Arnberger that probably looked away a little too early there, but was able to get on top of the pigskin and keep this drive alive for his team after the big pickup through the air that put them in Northern Valley territory.
As we readjust the camera, maybe. Up. We'll bring it here. It's 2nd down and 15. Snap on the way, and it goes back to Armour. Now he's going to fake and look for a wide-open Cure, but in his face is Thalheim. He'll hit the outlet, which is Rios.
That's Perez.
Oh, that's Diego Perez, and he'll try and make the corner, and he does. He's got to beat one man, and Hansen with the open field
that
tackle.
Ball's on the ground. Oh, they're going to say he was down. Down just short of the first down marker, but a really good job by Perez right there. You know, Arnberger kind of was stuck. He had it hit flat-footed, and all he could do is kind of just flip that one over the pass rusher, and that was all Diego Perez picking that one up. He had to flip that one other side around, and then Northern Valley with the later substitution trying to get their players in. And
the big man Aaron Horacek in. It weighs over 300 pounds on this 3rd and short. Will the Huskies push up on it? Around the corner goes Wark. He's got one man to beat. That's Thalheim. He'll flip it and score 6 more. Tough play on a one-on-one matchup. That's who, if you're a Golden Plains fan, that's who you want on the outside, trying to make people miss, because Dylan Wark's been doing it for years.
Yep, and that's kind of their bread and butter right there. Northern Valley knew that. That's who they were trying to beat, but just got bested that time by Golden Plains in their line. Yet again, their 2 touchdown possessions have been really good sealed blocks from that Golden Plains front 3, front 4, whoever they kind of bring there. It's usually 3, and then they kind of push one around to the outside and set that edge, and then let Dylan Wark just use his legs and beat the Northern Valley defense.
Extra points are important. They look like they're going to line up for another kick, as Rios is going to end up, what is he, 10 yards deep on this one as Northern Valley got to the first one. They're going to try and get some pressure on here. Now we've got a flag as a delay of game on the extra point has been called. You've got 4.
Now I wonder if he'll back up as much as the ball's going to come back to where he was.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Now Rios does have a made field goal on the season, not just extra points. So he probably does have a little bit of leg that he can get there.
So the holder, Dylan Wark, will spot himself at the 17.5-yard line. Snapper from Perez is back, and a good one. Snap is down, and Northern Valley did not sell out. The kick is good. As Northern Valley clings to a 16-14 lead as the Golden Plains Bulldogs behind Dylan Wark have put up some long touchdown runs. Now they'll kick it off here with Rios as he'll circle that football and dribble it across. A little punch. Tough field by Tait, but what a catch. Dodges one, now he's dodging another one. Now he can make some man miss. He's going to go. He's got the sideline. He's going to be rammed down. Good play by a young man who doesn't get a lot of action. That's Adam Ritter, the sophomore, 150 pounds. Number 3 was the last man standing.
Yeah, Travis Smith had a lot of good things to say about Colby Beeler and Adam Ritter being two of their young guys that kind of make an impact here for the Bulldogs. But what a play from Tait Thalheim, flipping field and doing the best that he can to get a good one going.
Well, the Valley will take over on the 36-yard line. Maverick Rogers grabs a hold of that football one more time as the center. Asking for motion. Here comes Hammond in it. Fake there, and he's looking to dump it to Owen. And it gets to Maverick Rogers. Johnny on the spot. I'm not sure that that's how it was designed.
We have a flag on the play, so we'll see what. And it is going to be waved off, so no flag. So a 10-yard pickup there from the center, Mav Rogers. And like you said earlier in this one, the beauty, it's so fun being a former lineman. You know, the one thing that I love about the six-man game is everyone is eligible.
Eligibility.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So Maverick Rogers with a catch, Owen Hammond with a catch, Zane Brown with a catch. They are spreading the football around to their assets here tonight.
However, Maverick might be more of a natural receiver than he is a center, I would say.
The beef of Maverick Rogers. Reverse possibly coming here to Owen. Now he's looking to throw this football as he retreats back, and he'll put it at the feet of Gavin.
Line of scrimmage, and they're going to say it did.
It's right at the receiver, so there's no penalty. They'll live to play another down as it's 3rd and 5.5 yards to go here for Northern Valley.
Yeah, kind of fell into a dangerous situation there, floated back about 15 yards before all they could do was just call that one a dead play and line back up at 3rd and 5, trying to move those chains.
It's good discipline. A lot of times you'll see high school kids really try and press the issue and try to make things happen. That time just reset and recalibrate, and here we go. Tate's got it now. He's got Owen open if he can get him the football. Nobody picked Tait up. He'll pick up that first down, and he looks for the sideline as he will get a gain of 8 yards and a first down there for Northern Valley.
Yeah, we talked to him a little bit before the game, and we said, hey, got a little bit of a different look going for you there, and made a joke that he kind of had the Avery Johnson leg sleeve look we did, and here he's trying to do his Avery Johnson impression with green grass in front of him, making things happen with his legs.
16-14, Northern Valley leads after quarter number 1.
Go to agbank.bank, take a look at the brand new Perk checking account and all the special benefits perfect for someone like you. Reduce risk, save money, get your own Perk checking account. Know that today and every day, First National Bank and Trust is here for you.
And tonight's sponsor of Hot Dog Night, that's right, First National Bank and Trust of Long Island, Logan and Phillipsburg, Beloit. They've got quite a few locations, but tonight they're in the Valley giving away free hot dogs if you want to come on out.
One of us is going to have to sneak away, Clint.
There is two of us up here, and I have 2 hands. I could carry 2 hot dogs back.
You got to tuck them high and tight. Don't fumble on the way back up to the booth, okay?
I've seen some aggressive players from down there in that junior high. they might try and take me out.
There, Hansen got his first carry of the night for a nice little pickup for the Huskies.
2nd down and 7. Hansen will get it again on the give. Led blocker by Gavin. He waited. He was patient, and he's going to grab a first down yardage. Northern Valley tracks it all the way down to the 3-yard line.
Good job by Hansen. Letting it develop in front of him, had Gavin out in front, and so that's kind of the hard balance of 6-man football. Is it's really tough to know when to kind of let it develop in front of you and when to just really put your foot on the gas, because he could have easily gotten too far out to the side there. It is a flag,
but they've erased it. I'm not sure what it was. It's a tough angle for me.
Talking about the nice pickup there is. Northern Valley knocking on the door yet again for their 3rd potential touchdown.
You touched on it, the patience from Hansen there. That's really what made that play go, and it was able to key off that block from Gavin. He'll move to the center spot. It's Hansen. They'll snap back. We're 5 barnyard wide.
Let's go. Hustle.
Snap is away. Gavin's going to move to the right side of the formation. Brown inside out for 6 more. Am I getting in the shot as I lean over?
No. I'm just trying to make sure that we get the shot.
We're up here in the corner booth. Zane Brown inside out. No way they're going to keep up with him. Touchdown, Northern Valley. That play has worked over and over and over tonight.
Yeah, really been able to find the corner of the end zone. It is done a really good job for them early in this game.
Owen calls for the snap, snaps away. Snap is going good, and it's good again. And I thought we were going to get a running into the kicker, and the official put it back in his pocket. 24-14, Northern Valley with a quick answer. They'll get ready to kick this one away with Gavin one more time, as he has made exceptional work of the kickoff detail here tonight.
Well, we will see how it goes going this way into the wind, as the wind has died down just a little bit, but all those other ones, the wind is blowing out of the south. So he's had it to his back. If he can get one through the upright now, I'll be pretty impressed.
So Gavin's going to kick it deep for the Bulldogs. Is Diego Perez, the 190-pound senior who just wants his opportunity at this one. Gavin with his best kick of the night into the wind. That was a high ball. Pitch fade with his 9-iron, lands it right in the middle of the green.
Drops it next to the cup, right?
That was beautiful.
And that has made a big difference in this game, where Northern Valley, last few games, when they not able to get their offense going, the opposing team has had better starting field position and have able to clock in and cash in on some touchdowns, where here, it makes a big difference. Not very many teams have a kicker that can get it into the end zone and the starting position always be at the 15.
It eliminates the return game.
It really does.
It just takes away a factor from him. Ruxin going to take the center snap here, and he does. Quick give to Dylan Work. He's going to work his way right up the field, gets around Brown, and no, the race is on. Does Thalheim have the corner? And they do not. Dylan Work with a big touchdown of...
That's you, Gavin! You gotta run!
Yeah, Northern Valley, you got to set that edge.
And he's just gone 65 yards to pay dirt.
All that talk we talk about them starting at the 15 doesn't really matter if the running back is going to just take it to the house first snap.
So extra points have been key in this one, as Northern Valley has made each and every one of theirs. Lining up to kick again is Rios. Northern Valley trying to get a rush on. This one's a grounder. Fire, 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 as Hammond has him wrapped up. And now they're going to call him down, as that ball was dribbled out there. It's going to be a point.
Benton's Travel Center in Oakley, Kansas.
Rios set the ball, teed up, and here it goes from the 30-yard line. He will try and drive it deep this time. Hammond is going to catch it 2 yards into the end zone. You cannot pull him out in the six-man game. Northern Valley will start at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's the first kick from Rios. We've seen him go deep on that one the last couple. He's done 2 onsides and kind of that little pooch kick that Tait almost made something happen with. So here they just decide to go up to the next level, and probably for the best, because Tait is pretty dangerously close to making an even bigger play the last time out. So they'll set up at the 15, as you said, and we'll see Northern Valley come back out on offense, where it's been a very good night for them on this side of the ball.
Trips to the high side. The back player is Owen Hammond. In motion he comes. Jet sweep is coming. He's going to try and make the edge. He gets around Diego, and that is a horse collar.
Owen, horse collar!
Tackle it around the head, and Coach Gebhardt's there talking to him. We'll
Horse collar!
set back up after a 5-yard run from Owen. Did a nice job turning on the wheels. Had one man to beat, but Diego Perez, who is the leading tackler for this Bulldog squad, averages about 13 tackles in a game.
As Northern Valley will set up, they got 2nd down and 10 staring at them. They want to keep the momentum rolling, because it's not going to be who scores the soonest. It's going to be who consistently scores every time they touch the football. Hansen's got the lead run here. Let up and smack down on that one.
Flag
as
on
he
the
is
outside
driven down
here.
for a no gain.
We'll see what the call is. It was a nice tackle. They're going to call a hold on the outside, as Gavin was trying to set that edge on Perez. But a good hit by Adam Ritter coming up and run filling there.
Here into football. Second down, 20-yard line as they're going to repeat the down again. Snap is going to be back to Gavin, and it quickly goes back to Tait. Nobody on the rush. Looking to make it a play around the outside. Tait does. He's going to get 15. He's going to come up just short of the sticks as he steps out at the 38.5-yard line.
And that was Adam Ritter, the one over there that was the man trying to stop the run and didn't quite have his angle. Tait has him beat.
That is a play that has worked for 10 to 15 each and every time they've run it.
Yep, looked like he had the sticks there, but they're going to have third and just about 1 or 2 to go. So Northern Valley, we'll see if they come out here a little different. They do go spread yet again.
And they have to match Owen Hammond down here with Dylan Warwick because Hammond's athletic ability here on the edge. Now they'll give to Hansen. He's going to put his head down. First down, Huskies.
And it was a good job by Hansen understanding where the marker was, putting his foot in the ground and just cutting back up because the tendency that you want to do is you want to keep floating that to the sideline, hoping for something bigger. But you just got to pick up that first down and keep the line moving for your team, and he did a nice job doing it right there.
High side will go Zane Brown, near side Owen Hammond. And the rush is on by nobody in particular. They got the high ball to Hammond, and a great defensive recovery by Dylan Warwick. Otherwise, it's 6 more. Gavin's just got to lead him a little bit more.
Yeah, but that was really good defense there by Dylan Warwick on an island against Owen Hammond. They haven't gone his direction yet, but he was ready for it when they finally did go his way. Got fingertips on that football, or else we would have been talking about a house call.
Bring up second down, 15 to go after the incomplete pass. Northern Valley working at the 39-yard line.
This time Zane Brown will split out towards our near side. Here they go, twins the opposite side with Maverick and Owen Hammond.
Brown will go in motion. Brown and getting a handoff to Zane Brown as he quickly wrapped up and dropped for a loss by Rios.
Yeah, and you kind of see the difference on that play compared to that third down run where there it was the floating happened where they didn't get their foot in the ground. But that play had not a lot of real estate to go anywhere there. Northern Valley looking at one of their few third and longs in this game. They've usually had it pretty manageable, but here looking at about a 3rd and 17, 3rd and 18. We'll see what they do. This has to be 4-down territory.
Most certainly, unless they're going to line up for a career-long field goal attempt. This would be epic.
Hey, we talked about the record. It's ready to be broken. As Tait Thalheim puts this one up, Owen kind of stopped running there and would have been right where he needed to be in stride.
And it'll bring up 4th and long. As the play clock is running. Trying to pick up a few yards would have been good, but now they're going to have to hustle to try and get it there before the 40 seconds is going to go up. Because they don't need another 5 yards backwards.
We've only seen one punt in this ball game so far from Golden Plains, where they weren't able to flip the field, but we'll see.
Not going to see one here either.
Yeah, we'll see what Northern Valley does coming out of the snap. It does not look like they're going to punt, as Gavin is typically the punter.
Back to Tait it goes, and here they're going to try and find it.
Maverick
is wide open. Nobody's on him, and he'll catch it for a first down and more as he crosses the 30-yard line all the way to the 35. Northern Valley on a 4th and 20 converts.
Well, sometimes fortune favors the bold, doesn't it? A gutsy play there, 4th and 20. And they say no big deal. Dust it off and hit Maverick Rogers there in the flat. No one around him. And that is a tough catch. You know, I know there's not defense on you, but all of the weight of the game is on your shoulders in that moment, and Maverick did a great job looking it in and moving the chains for the Huskies.
Huskies trusting each and every one of those people in green here tonight. As Tait's got a rush on, he's got to get rid of it quickly, and does. And now a penalty will be called, maybe even 2 penalties.
I think it's going to be 2, as it was intentional grounding, but then an unnecessary roughness.
I don't know if it's unintentional grounding.
Well, he didn't get it past the line of scrimmage there. He was out of the pocket, but I don't think he got it past that 25-yard line.
We'll have to see what they say. As we're waiting for some preliminary signals.
For the second foul was pretty easy to tell.
Lucas is wide open. Yeah.
Has gotten a little bit chippier here in the second quarter on this drive, which has been a long drive time-wise.
And it's a tough
longest
play
one of the game.
It's a tough play for Ritter actually there because I feel for him. He's wrapped up Tait at the waist. There's no whistle when he's already doing it. And he does drive him to the ground, but combined with not being able to see that the ball has been released and a late whistle, I know from our perspective it's definitely there, but from his perspective it's tough too.
Yeah, but it was pretty slow. You and I have been there. It's pretty easy to tell when a guy doesn't have the ball anymore and is throwing it. You know, I appreciate you giving them the benefit of the doubt, though.
As we're going to reset our play clock, and now we're going to get our first preliminary signal here.
We've had a lot of laundry in this game.
As the two coaches know, we got intentional grounding on Northern Valley and a dead ball foul, personal foul against Ritter. That's his first of the contest now, new this year. If you get two of those, you're in problems. So they will enforce both and keep the down forward. So it's loss of down on the intentional grounding, and then it's a dead ball penalty, so it's 5 yards from the spot of the intentional grounding, loss of down, then 15 yards forward. Not an automatic first down. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for Northern Valley.
They honestly did a pretty good job working that one out. It's two interesting penalties there where it is the loss of down penalty, and they're not. It's almost the two opposite that you can get with penalties. You have the loss of down.
Great work by the Stripes.
Dead ball right there, and you also have the personal foul. Here, Northern Valley, though, lining up.
I thought it'd be 3rd down.
Okay.
I think it's 2nd down. We'll have to see on that one. They might revisit that one. It's in motion as Hammond. Back to Tait.
Risky play there.
Tait looking to make the corner and does, but it'll be driven out of bounds.
Yeah, risky play there. But the interesting part is they left Gavin. It was a really heads-up play by this defense as Gavin kept floating towards that line of scrimmage, but they had the savviness to know that he cannot be the one to cross that line of scrimmage as he took the snap, and so they left him all alone and kind of go to that sideline working towards Tait there. He did get it up to him, and he gets back to the sticks, but nice heads-up play there by the Golden Plains Bulldogs.
If Gavin turns his head and looks the other direction, he's got Northern Valley. He can turn and look, so he'll that one might backfire if they're not going to guard Gavin. He's going to find the patience, and he's going to make the right play. This time we'll go Owen in motion again. They'll fake it to him. Now the wheel route is on. Floated up for Owen. They're going to try and get there. Touchdown, Huskies! What a wheel, what a wheel. As the wheel route was on, they faked the jet sweep motion and find it in him, and a nice touch pass from Gavin up for 6 more. Fancy.
The wheel route has worked multiple times in this game.
30-20, Northern Valley currently leads. They're going to line up for another 2-point attempt off of Gavin's foot. Snap is away. Hold is down. The kick is up. The kick is good.
If you haven't gotten the opportunities
game.
Welcome back to a Friday Night Lights football here in the Valley. Northern Valley has taken the 32-20 lead over the Golden Plains Bulldogs, but now they're going to kick it right back to them. And it has been the Dylan Wark show here for the Bulldogs here tonight as he has scored multiple touchdowns as Gavin punches yet another one into the end zone. His leg is going to be tired after this one.
Yeah, you're going to have to get him some ice. He's got about 200 yards kicking right now. So they'll start again at the 15-yard line where last time they were in this position, it only took one play for Dylan Wark to take it 65 yards for a score.
In normal football, you'd be like, well, the defense is plenty rested and everything. No, these are the same 6 guys.
Yeah, everyone's an Iron Man player out here, aren't they?
Same 6. Oh, there's Bryson Wilder, and they're going to get another snap infraction, looks like, on the center.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because that was a completely different look for Golden Plains coming out of there. That's the closest thing to swinging gate that you can get in six-man football. They had the trips outside lined up, and then also 2 in the backfield over there.
So you got to have 3 on the line of scrimmage in six-man football. They've got the 3 uprights, and then there's 3 eyes right below them, right?
So maybe they'll be looking to do some sort of screen here as they just do a handoff to Dylan Work, isolating him on that far side. Good job there, getting him wrapped up. That was Owen Hammond on the island over there, just able to get just back to the sticks, but they were totally licking their chops there trying to get another house call the exact same place they did the last time.
Football's a copycat league, right? And Northern Valley's been able to cash in on the jet sweep action. So Coach Travis Smith was like, well, we might as well try it too.
Yeah.
That one worked for no gain. It's going to be second down. And now they have a swinging gate out here. Take a look at this formation, Aim. They're going to swing it a little wider. 2 rushing is Hansen and Thalheim. In motion is Wark. Trying him on the wheel route. The quick pass out to Diego Perez. Good job of Northern Valley of swallowing that one up and driving him backwards. A loss of 2 yards on the play.
Good job just getting everyone hat to the football there, where Diego Perez has kind of had limited looks on the offense here in this game, but he can really make you pay with the ball in his hands, but there Northern Valley doesn't allow that to happen, gets 3 or 4 guys over to that side, and they're looking at a 3rd and 16 now.
All those junk formations that they can show up with, you as a defense, you just have to go man-to-man on that action and say, here we go, guys. Find your man and don't get beat. It's 3rd and long, 16 yards to go. Armberger is the quarterback here. And now a timeout by the Huskies. Head coach Marvin Giphart didn't like what he saw. We'll be back. 4:29 left to go, and this one's in the second quarter. Northern Valley with a 32-20 lead. You're watching Open Spaces Sports.
Why am I seeing yield differences in only 2 of my fields?
Great question, Evan. I've taken some soil samples. It looks like you might have some fertility issues, especially in that northern field. Take a look.
Huh. Nothing gets past you, Rick. Hey, how long have you been back there?
An agronomist never tells.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel agronomists always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
With 4:29 left to go here in this first half, a 3rd and 16 staring down the Bulldogs here, who have scored on just about every possession that they have had other than the first one. They've been rattling off touchdown after touchdown. They're going to come out in formation differences here.
Yeah, so far this has been a good defensive set for Northern Valley, but they got to get off the field here at 3rd and 15. And they do not. They find Rios.
Rios come all the way across that formation and made the play out here in the flat. They'll gain 18 to 20 yards on the play, and it's going to be a first down Bulldogs right when they needed it.
Yeah, tough spot for Wilder to be in. I think kind of the freshman coming in and asking to fit in a really tough spot right there at 3rd and long. You know they're going to probably go to the air. And
he had
it's just one of those plays where we talked about the athleticism of Rios earlier, and that's truly what made that play, is the athleticism of Rios going up, getting that ball, and able to pick up the first down for the Bulldogs.
And more importantly, it was his 2nd or maybe 3rd read, because his first read was a back out of the backfield, came right up the middle, and Gavin Thalheim just chucked him and knocked him to the line. He was knocked down to the field, and that's how you can get rid of a receiver real quick if they're going to run through the line like that. And they just were patient and were able to make the play call. We'll see Travis Smith here, the head coach of the Bulldogs, as he gets ready for trying to put more points up here in this quarter. And maybe both these teams are maybe a little gassed. Both these head coaches have called timeouts here in every other play.
Yeah, with 4 minutes left before halftime. There's still a lot of back and forth that we're going to see the way that this game is coming into fruition. And so Golden Plains wanting to make sure that they get on the scoreboard here to keep up with Northern Valley, who does have the stop and the takeaway to from that punt to kind of flip the field, and that's really the only stop that we've seen from either side in this one. So
nobody has turned it over at all either.
Yeah, the way that it's going, you got to make sure that you get points when you're on offense.
I formation, tight up here for the Bulldogs on 1st and 15. Snap is away. Now going to give an I formation, just a lead play to Wark. Swallowed up by Tait Thalheim in the backfield.
Yeah, tough spot there from Wark as he kind of wanted to work that one back with the washdown blocks, but he probably would have been better bouncing that outside and trying to hit our near side there because he slipped a little bit. And
did you like that?
The Huskies were right there.
And Gavin Thalheim went directly to Brown there on the defensive line and told him and was in his face going, you got to chuck them blocks up and stand them up and create them as worthless and then shove them off. It was great tutelage there from the senior.
Yeah.
They're going to line back up in this tight formation. Four-man front here for Northern Valley.
Interesting look. We haven't seen it really much from either side, and it's been working as this one off to the left side, and Arnberger's just going to have to fall on it. And here,
3rd and long again.
3rd and longer as this one is at, 3rd and 25 just about. So Northern Valley is going to have to play a little bit of prevent defense here and try to get this ball back as they know they're probably going to go to the air yet again like they did last time when they moved the chains.
You got a man up, and they do. They're going to send Rios down here. Wilder's got to pick him up. He's got to be ready to play on this one. Northern Valley looks like they're going to bring some pressure and does with Hansen. Now Zane will step up and the ball is lofted deep for Dylan Wark, and he's under it, but he forgot to catch it. He wants that one back, and he wants it badly.
Well, Lucas Hansen came off the line and made just enough pressure that Arnberger had to roll out, and that ball did not leave his hands super clean there. So it was kind of floating through the air. Wark tried to work back to it, got to where he needed to be, but didn't get a tight spiral that he could look in and cash in on that one. So looks like they're going to line up the punt here, but the way this game's going, I would have your head on a swivel right now.
I would not be convinced, and Northern Valley's not either. The punt is away. It's going to flip the field as Rios will punt it all the way to the Northern Valley 24-yard line, and that's where the Huskies will take over here with 2:26 left to go in the half, leading 32-20. We'll be back with more at Open Spaces.
All American Glass is there to serve their customers.
The Hut in Long Island, well, you are missing out. Providing an opportunity for the kids to work and also have some of the best food you can come by in the summer. You do only have a limited time to stop by as they are only open during the summer break for the schools. Fresh sandwiches, wraps, pizzas, salads, and any of the sides you can think of with lunch specials as well. Also, why not top off the meal with some ice cream? Supporting the Northern Valley Huskies academically, athletically, and any way else is the Hut in Long Island, Kansas.
Our goal in facts is to give
it's away. Tait going to look around the outside. Now he's going to try and cut back, and he is smothered by the Golden Plains defense.
They will be able to look back and draw something
all you aim
and use it as a stepping stone.
I've got to figure out how to get these commercials off.
Let the cooking adventures begin. From the Valley, this is Trista Smith wrapping it up.
Just a short gain there. Looking at about 2nd and 13.
At Pipestone, they proudly manage sow farms for independent farmers.
Yeah, turn him all the way down until I can figure it out.
Northern Valley, a little bit different look here. As they flip it back to Tait, looks to run yet again, putting a lot more pressure on him than they have been, and they do get to him that time. That's going to be Adam Ritter with the nice tackle there at the line of scrimmage. Just a minimal gain. Northern Valley looking at 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11 now.
I got a little excited up here in the booth of the Open Spaces Sports.
Hey, good job.
And I fat-fingered it, and I could not figure out how to shut off the commercials.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often than it does to us, so we'll take it. We'll take it.
And thanks for your patience at home and on the web, wherever you might be. Thanks for watching us here at Open Spaces Sports. Right now, Northern Valley staring at a 3rd down and 11 yards to go. They're going to go twins to the high side with Zane Brown. and Owen Hammond.
They've done a nice job in these third and long looks the few times that they've had them in this game. Here they throw
Hansen
this ball up.
Open,
he's going to
be out of bounds as he lost track of where he was.
Yeah. It was a nice play. It was a good look there, but Hansen kind of just lost where he was and floated too far this way, but it was a close one. So Northern Valley now looking at 4th and 10, 4th and 11. Where last time they were in this position, I assumed they were going to punt, and they proved us wrong. And big center Maverick Rogers picked up a big first down. So we'll see what they do out of the snap here. It does look more like they are in their punt formation.
With the 2-score lead, head coach Marvin Gippard is electing to go ahead and punt this ball away, but nobody is deep. So if he catches it and you got a receiver, you can go.
Well, we've seen the leg of Thalheim here. As this one, though, he kind of shanks it off to the right. And he did have a pretty decent punt, but able to flip field, but not quite as far as he would have hoped.
They did punt for a first down, but not much more off of a 15-yard punt or so. It'll be Bulldogs ball on the 36-yard line.
1:31 left before halftime. Golden Plains did not want to give that ball back to Northern Valley to find themselves in a deeper hole than just 12 points before the halftime break, and they do a nice job holding strong on defense there, and now they can come back out and try to tighten this one up. On the outside there, that's Dylan Wark yet again.
Gavin. Look at him slow play this one here from the beginning. As Perez is going to dump it back to Wark, and he's going to work around one block, he's going to work around 2 blocks, and then get to the defender. Nice play by that all-state caliber defensive lineman, Gavin Thalheim.
Yep, just kind of squeezed where he was able to go there and gave him no room to work. And, they did have the gain, but we've seen him gain a lot more than just 5 running to that outside edge here in this game. So good job there by Thalheim.
Out of bounds that play was, so 1:24 still left to go here before halftime. It's now a tight formation. All the backers on the line of scrimmage.
The double wing look.
The double reverse coming at us. Filling the hole is Tait Thalheim, cleaned up by Big Brother. That's a way to step up on a safety and make a play, Tate.
And that was like a throwback old school to the 8-man offense that Golden Plains used to always run with their wings there. And Northern Valley was ready for it, though. And here we have a timeout.
No. I like the old school look because that's exactly what Northern Valley's defense was. It looked like they were in the old 3-5, and up flying to the line of scrimmage was Tate out of that.
This took us back to our days, didn't it?
They were coming right out of that safety position, met him at the line of scrimmage, got low, and made it happen.
I don't know a single game that we played against Golden Plains where they didn't have the single double wing look where they were just speeding around the edge the whole time, and you had to do exactly that. So, but good job by Northern Valley being ready for it, though. Sometimes when you throw that into there, you're not really sure what to do with it because it's a completely different look than they've had the entire game, but good job there filling the A-gap and just a short gain. Now they're at 3rd and 10. Northern Valley going to look to get this ball back with maybe a little bit of time left.
I feel like a big play's coming one way or the other. Either Golden Plains is going to be able to find pay dirt here, or Northern Valley is going to be able to put up the defensive stand in 2 consecutive possessions. Snap's going to go back to Armberger, and it's away now. He's going to turn and give. No, the fake is Cure, and a wide open Golden Plains. Rios, 6 more, and we talked about a big play, and they made it happen.
Yeah, nobody knew where Rios was here as he slides all the way through. Really nice route tree there as all eyes were down low to Cure. But that was Rios there just sliding all the way across formation, went across the field and dialed up a really nice play. And you called it right there. Big play coming out of that one.
Ball spotted at the 12-yard line, held by Wark. Rios trying to make the extra point. Kick is down, kick is blocked by Gavin Thalheim, and the kick is no good.
So we still have ourselves a 6-point ball game, 1:08 left before halftime. Northern Valley to receive this kick after the break.
In Kansas, Nebraska, and in Colorado, specializing all of your bulk cattle feed from distiller grains to soybean meal and everything in between. Contact the guys at Wesco Commodities, Gene Carter, Mitch Bimes, Rowdy Harmon at 785-877-5959. That's Wesco Commodities in Norton, Kansas.
wherever they are. At All American Glass, they feature NGA certified master technicians to handle your insurance claims or emergency repairs. All American Glass will repair first and replace when necessary. Call All American Glass in Long Island, Kansas at 785-854-7625 or toll free at 866-312-2257.
At New As big play after big play after big play, Aim. That's kind of the name of this one so far here tonight as we are in a shootout. 32-26, Northern Valley in the lead. But they've got a couple timeouts in their hip pocket and 1:08 on the clock. If Owen Hammond can make something happen here on this kickoff, they can go searching for 6 more.
Yeah, last time Rios went back to kick, he did go deep on this one for the touchback, but it was just about 1 or 2 yards into that end zone. So we'll see what they elect to do here. And they do go deep again. A knuckleball will go into the end zone. So Northern Valley will start at the 15 with 1:08 still to go.
Northern Valley will take over on the 15.
Both defenses, giving up the big play. We do have the shootout going on, but both defenses the last few times out have actually shown a little bit more stinginess, I would say. Northern Valley with a couple of 3rd and longs just not able to cash in on getting Golden Plains offense off the field ultimately before they go for that score. In Northern Valley with their first punt of the game last time they had possession of this football. So we'll see if they can get the gears going a little bit more here. Good pass rush.
Open for Hansen, and he can't track that football down. Hansen coming out of the guard position there, straight down the middle of the field.
It was a nice ball. Just Rios came screaming off that line. Probably didn't get quite the oomph into it that Gavin, we know that he can. I think he can throw that one 5, 10, even 15 yards further if he's got his full body into that one. But just off the mark, looking for Hansen that time around. So Northern Valley will line up again at 2nd and 15. 1:03 left. Not a lot of time coming off the clock on a play like that.
Hammond isolated here at the bottom of the screen. Tate's going to try and waggle this one out. They've doubled Gavin, and he fit it in the window anyway. And a penalty flag is on the field. Thrown by the back judge here usually means some sort of illegal contact.
Either defensive holding or illegal contact. We'll see. And it's going to go against the Huskies. They're going to call OPI, offensive pass interference. So that'll back them up half the distance to the goal as they started on the 15. So it'll be 2nd and about 22, and we're not going to be able to see that one on there.
I saw it, and
Zane
it was
Brown
a good call.
Way high up there.
It was Hansen who was doing blocking from the snap of the football all the way across. He was engaged with the defender. It was a good call by the back judge when I was able to look at the replay here in front of us. But we'll make it now 2nd and 22 yards here for Northern Valley as they're shaded by the front of their end zone. They're going to go to Hansen here on a quick draw play almost. Swallowed up, but he's got 5 yards on the gain on 2nd down, making this one 3rd. As the clock continues to tick, 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 Northern Valley might just try and eat this time off of this.
Yeah, probably looking to go one more shot here, see if they can make something happen. But if they don't, not leaving enough time for that Golden Plains offense to flip it and do anything with that ball. As they're just going to let this one run into the halftime break. But honestly, I would say take the shot as the clock hits 0.
As we're going to get to halftime here in the Valley. Northern Valley leads this one 32-26 over Golden Plains. We're in a 4-quarter battle. Make sure you get your halftime duties taken care of. We're going to kick it to sponsors, and we'll be back with your halftime recap with Aim Baird in 5 minutes. as the Northern Valley Nickies have taken over the midfield stripe here for Northern Valley.
Featuring the referees.
That would be cool. It's almost like a Savannah Bananas game.
Yeah.
Right? Where the umpires get into it. Andrea, JC, Hayden, and Brooke. The field is yours, ladies.
Oh, Hayden.
Aim, I know I'm her dad, but I never could do one of those. What's that called? A kip? Is that what it is?
With lunch specials as well. Also, why not top off the meal with some ice cream? Supporting the Northern Valley Huskies academically, athletically, and any way else is the Hut in Long Island, Kansas.
Welcome back to your halftime report here at Open Spaces. Aim Baird and Clint Cox going to bring the second half to you here momentarily. But, Aim, it's kind of what we thought going in, right?
It is, yep. It hasn't been, when you say physicality, I think the first thing that sometimes comes to mind is defense and keeping people off the board, but it has been a physical game in this one. A lot of offense, though, and the push, getting off the ball. And we've seen both teams really cash in on that. Both defenses haven't necessarily really played bad, but they've been giving up the big play, the big chunk plays, and even though it's been like third and long, both sides can say this. It's been third and long, but they're not able to get off of the field until they score that touchdown. So it has been a lot of what we've thought. It's been a really fun first half. I'm excited to see what the second has in store for us.
I wish I had our statistician, but we don't have one. If somebody wants to apply to that. Ross Cole is down on the field and without headset here tonight, but he is really good.
Should we get him a headset?
That would be amazing, actually. I can tell you how many touchdowns each one of these teams have, and Dylan Wark with a pile of them, and Rio's got one on a long pass as well. And then Northern Valley's kind of shared it. Touchdowns by Brown, by Tait, by Gavin, and by Owen, I believe. Maybe. I don't know. But we're ready for a second half action here, as Rios is going to line it up, and they put another 10 minutes on the clock. Northern Valley leads 32-26. Second half action right now as the kick is away. And a little dribbler on the outside. It's kicked by Brown, but he recovers on that. And that's something that doesn't happen very often.
Ooh. Yeah, playing with fire right out of the halftime break. Tried to catch that front line sleeping, and they almost do it. As that one, kind of died right there as it crossed the 40. And Zane Brown found himself in a tough situation, was able to fall on that, though, and Northern Valley will start at the 38.
An athletic kid, a tall kid, huge hands if you ever shake his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Zane Brown, and that's why he's up front on that hands team. That time it just got into his feet right there.
And the thing is, he's only a sophomore, so I expect him to really grow into a pretty good-sized athlete for these Northern Valley Huskies. Bobbles the snap a little bit here, goes back to Thalheim now, and
he's going to change directions, and now hit a corner.
Another high tackle on that far side, but they'll let him go out of bounds after a decent gain of 8 or 9 there on the scramble from Tait Thalheim. Had to turn field there as there was really nowhere to go. A good job by him just turning on the burners. He's been using his legs very well in this game, Clint.
At one of those plays where I talked about it in the first half, if they're not going to pick up Gavin right away, he is going to find patience and he's going to find receivers. That time he just got Tait going the other direction. This time inside in the flanking positions is Hammond and Tait. On the outsides, Brown and Maverick Rogers will flip back to Zane Brown. Going to try go right up the middle with the speed. He'll make one man miss, and Rios drags him down after a gain of 3.
Yeah, and that was Connor Keir right there that just really crashed and followed on that backside. Probably won't get credited for the tackle, but he did get his hands on there and really slowed that one down and kind of made that play from becoming something really big and a first down at least for the Huskies.
So big play here, 3rd down, 5 yards to go. As the Bulldog defense hasn't stood up too much here tonight, looking to do it in consecutive possessions, or 3 consecutive possessions. Gavin, he's got Hammond open on the sideline. The ball is underthrown and intercepted by Wark at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, Wark did a really nice job just being right there tight on Hammond's hip, and he threw the ball right to the wrong number 15.
Hammond had a step on him, but Wark come back for the back shoulder throw and got it. It'll be first down on their 4-yard line.
Really the first mistake of either side in this contest. The first official turnover of this game.
Watch out for Gavin here. He's focused, number 5 on the defensive tackle. He's going to blow this thing up right here in frustration, I believe. As the ball comes right at him, Cure is coming through the hole, and Hansen saves a touchdown.
Yeah, they went to that double wing look yet again. That's a really nice formation to get into when you got your back pinned on the end zone there, just trying to get some real estate, but it's so much sleight of hand that it's really hard to read when you're so tight together, especially with nowhere to go. Everyone's kind of in on the line of scrimmage there, and Keir does a nice job picking up 7 yards.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Armberger, the quarterback, flanked on his right side is Cure. Behind him, Dylan Wark. Snap is away. They're going to feed Wark on the left side. Hansen's there. A big hit by Hammond will swallow him up for a no gain.
Yeah, good job by Hammond just coming in from that far side and sliding down the line right there. Wark wanting to come and kind of wash that one back, but Hammond is right there to slam the door shut. Minimal gain that time for the Bulldogs.
Love to see the aggressiveness of Hammond on that outside, but I hope he'd talk to his safeties behind him because that play, if he's going to crash down there, there's got to be a player.
Yeah, you've definitely got to rotate over if you're going to leave that side.
Now in motion is Wark. They're going to fake it to him, and out to the side is Diego Perez, matched up with Gavin Thalheim, and Gavin wins the battle as he drags him just short of the sticks.
Well, yeah, I do think that it was just shy of the sticks, so they're going to be looking at about a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, so interesting position here for Coach Smith. We'll see what he goes with, as, you know, we've seen him pick up this play quite a few times, but if you do not get this, you leave Northern Valley with a very favorable.
And they go back into punt formation quickly. He's willing to punt this ball away on 4th and 1 deep in his own territory. Snap by Perez is going to be flipped back to Wark, and he's going to try and get around the outside. Hammond is there! Will he make the play? He does! Drags him out of bounds! Northern Valley will take over inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, the biggest defensive stop of this game. That's the second possession out that both defenses have had an answer for an offense, with the takeaway there to lead to this possession for the Bulldogs. And here, the 4th down stand. You know, you kind of felt like, are they really going to punt this one with all the momentum after that interception? And the answer was no, but a great job by Hammond finding that line and getting to the sticks before Wark could, because we've seen him decimate the Huskies, get to that outside edge in this game.
Here's some momentum here for the Huskies. Snap from Maverick Rogers momentarily. He'll get it back to Thalheim, and now he'll give it to Hansen, who's going to put his head down and go. And a flag is going to be on the field.
Yeah,
we'll look on the outside here on your replay.
They're going to probably call Gavin for holding as he was working against.
That's not
holding, no. So this will be interesting. I don't know if they're saying that he's getting his hands to the outside or what, but.
Look at it. As it's going to be a penalty, he's going to back Northern Valley up. It's spot a foul, 10 yards, so it's all the way back to the 24-yard line.
So Northern Valley will go spread out very wide, got twins to the near side. Another man split up high.
Gavin flips back to Tait. The back to Hammond. It goes on a circle around. He's going to run out of real estate, and just out of bounds he goes after a short gain.
That was Kelby Beeler. Kelby Beeler came all the way back across the field there, given no room. He kind of read that one pretty well that time.
I wouldn't be surprised if head coach Giphart goes back to that well and fakes the end around to Hammond and just goes with the lead there with Thalheim and Thalheim. Off to his left side of Gavin is Hansen. Snap is away, flip back to Tait. He's got to go quick, and he's going to advance right up the middle of the seam. Going to get around two guys. Going to get around three guys. Four guys.
Play.
Touchdown, Tait Thalheim!
And that was just all effort at the end of that one. He picks up the 10 yards, does a little sidestep right here on the middle linebacker, and then it was just sheer will getting into the end zone. And I have been very impressed with the play of Tait Thalheim. Over these past couple weeks, I know it hasn't been the outcome the last couple games, but Tait Thalheim has had, that next gear, and we see it right there.
The little man running the last guy over at the goal line for scores. Gavin looking to remain perfect. The snap is tough. The snap is away, and wide open is Hansen. He'll get one.
Yeah, and
Gavin is doing it all here tonight. Northern Valley takes the 39-26 lead.
The Northern Valley schools, both in the classroom and on the playing field. Pipestone, helping farmers today create farms for tomorrow.
What a fun order of events there as Tait Thalheim gallops into the end zone. And Aim, you and I have done a couple games and seen a couple of these games. What was your comment?
I just said that touchdown run there from Tait Thalheim is the best play that I've seen Northern Valley put on tape all season long. Just the effort that he had on that one, just the complete play by him from the jump cut, making a man miss, and then you had the finesse play in the middle there, but then he turned it up to, I can also make you pay at the end of a run too, and he just gets into the end zone with sheer will and firepower, putting his team up 2 scores.
Gavin puts this one through the back of the end zone, and it'll be another 15-yard line start for the Bulldogs. And Northern Valley can stand up and say, hey, can we do this again and again and again here defensively, as now they've taken the lead here, 39-26. This game is not over because the big plays by Dylan Wark and that crew over there wearing the black and the white have been prevalent throughout this first part of this game.
It does feel like the momentum is kind of in grasp of Northern Valley right now with the 4th down stop and the big touchdown run there from Tait, but it takes only one play for this Golden Plains offense to flip the script, and we've seen it time and time again in that first half. So Northern Valley has to be ready, have their head on a swivel here, because they're going to need to step up big yet again. This game is far from over, Clint.
They're going to bring in a couple of different players over there as the quarterback, Ruxton Amberger, just a freshman. He's going to split to the high side this time. The center is Beeler. Kelby about ready to snap it to Diego Perez, and does. Flips it back to Wark, and now they're just going to run the sweep around to this side. And Tait! Owen Hammond from the pounds for a gain of 1.
Owen Hammond doing a really nice job, not just giving up that backside for someone to go in a reverse, but once he knows that they've committed to this side, he's pinning his ears back, and he's getting to the ball carrier, and that's the second time in the last 2 possessions that he's been able to get there to stop a big play from happening as it gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Timeout from the Bulldogs as the Northern Valley crowd comes to their feet in approval as this Northern Valley team feels like they're about ready to take it all.
Commodities in Norton is serving cattle feeders across the entire tri-state region in Kansas, Nebraska, and in Colorado, specializing all of your bulk cattle feed from distiller grains to soybean meal and everything in between. Contact the guys at Wesco Commodities, Gene Carter, Mitch Bimes, Rowdy Harmon at 785-877-5959. That's Wesco Commodities in Norton, Kansas.
At New Age Industrial, we take great pride in our aluminum products by designing and manufacturing cutting-edge equipment for a variety of industries while maintaining the highest level of customer service. We're a global aluminum extruder and fabricator and one of the area's largest employers. Not only do we take great pride in our products, but we're also proud supporters of the Northern Valley Huskies. We'll be cheering them on all season long. To learn more, visit us online at newageindustrial.com.
3rd down and long to go here. 14 yards for the Bulldogs. After this timeout, we'll see what head coach Travis Smith drew up. Snap is away, and now a drop back. And Gavin's going to try and track the freshman down. He'll flip it forward. And right there to make the play is Owen. As he makes the play, they got the ball where they wanted to on work on a little flip. And 2 consecutive big plays by Owen Hammond.
Great job by the Northern Valley seniors right there, the 2 that they kind of need to help shoulder this game to really take it by the horns here. As now it's 4th and 20. Last time Golden Plains was in this position, they did go for the fake, but a really excellent job there from Gavin and Owen.
Dylan Wark going to punt this one away, and it's off the side of his foot. It's going to land right in Coach Hansen's hands here on the sideline as they will march it forward, and right there at the 24-yard line, Northern Valley will take over again.
Yeah, the punting special teams aspect of the game has not been either side's strong suit in this one. We've only seen Northern Valley do it once, but it hasn't exactly flipped the field that the way either squad has been wanting to when they do have to boot one away. But here Northern Valley now looking at a 1st and 15 at the 24-yard line, knocking on the door yet again. They've still got the momentum. They'll see if they can capitalize on it.
Right here, I want to see a double route here with Mav and Owen here on this sideline. Throw it up to him, make a play. Gavin's going to take the snap from Hansen. Flip back, and now's the fake. That's what I called. There goes Tait. Nobody's there, man to man. He's going to get wrapped up and driven out of bounds by Riddle.
Yeah, if you're gonna dial in on one person though, I would probably keep your eyes on number 11 the way that this game is going, as he has taken over offensively the last couple of possessions here, just showing off the wheels.
That was that fake formation of the reverse to Hammond, and the Bulldogs defense all fell for it, and the gas was just hit by the little number 11 as he picks up more and more and more yards. Northern Valley 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Maverick's going to be the center in this situation. Quick handoff to Hansen. Ball on the ground. He'll pick it up. Has time to still get to the end zone. Just short. No, he got there!
Just extended across the line, and it's a good thing he was able to pick that one back up, but he does collect it, and that's a far play for us to see. I think initial contact, he was on top of a Bulldog maybe, so you're not down.
He rolled over into the end zone or something, but way to fight. Look, Hansen, as I've hit my score clock in my jubilance. Is that a word?
Yeah, probably.
As they're trying to slow down the rush, they went on 2, so they're going to go half the distance to the goal and do it again.
But really what it does is it makes them have to respect that hard count and second guess themselves, because there's a lot of heat coming off that edge right now for the Golden Plains side. They haven't really been able to get to one of these successfully, as the only time that a play was broken up, Northern Valley was able to kind of throw it up, calling fire for at least a 1-point score. But here, there you go.
Kick is up, kick is away, kick is good.
So 47-26 our score. Northern Valley starting to take over this game right now as they are rolling.
You're watching Open Spaces. Kent Fessenden Field on a Friday night. Beautiful field out here for these boys to participate on.
Yeah, this team and this home crowd have been kind of patient waiting for a game like this, as there's still a lot of ball left to be played, but you got to be happy with what you've seen from Northern Valley so far, putting up points. And
as Gavin's probably going to punch this one through again as he launches it for the goal line, and it does. We asked Coach Ross Cole, the head basketball coach there for Northern Valley, to give us a little bit of trivia just to entertain you all at home. And so he came up with this one real quick, and we're going to not exactly.
Well, he threw a lot of them out, but
he
this was
threw
one
one
of
out
my
of left field.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Okay, in Northern Valley history, there's been 2 left-handed quarterbacks that have started multiple games at quarterback. Think about it. We'll get back in the fourth quarter and see if you can remember who those 2 southpaws were that wore the green and white. Under the center's armbar, he's going to lead dive here is to Wark, and Northern Valley swarms it up and drives it down. See, Gavin Thalheim drove him into the ground.
2nd and 10 now for the Bulldogs as they go back to try to go back to the drawing board. It has been a little bit dry offensively for them since the halftime break.
And I know Coach Travis Smith said the physicality word. He wanted to be physical. But it looked like Northern Valley was getting the same exact message today.
And so far the second half, Northern Valley has answered that bell better than the Bulldogs. But like I said, a lot of time left to play. The Bulldogs slide back to pass.
And
trying to get away from the pressure.
Wrap him up for a quarterback sack.
Eats him up.
8-yard loss on the play as Gavin's is starting to take over this game.
Ruxin Arnberger there, he was patient trying to find his read, but it didn't ever develop in front of him, and Gavin just getting his paws on him there, and it was all said and done once he had a grip on
6'1", 205 for Gavin. And Ruxin, bless his heart, freshman, weighs 125, and I don't think he stands 5'10" or less. Tough mismatch for him. 3rd and long here. They'll snap, and it's off to Wark on the outside.
Good job by Wark making one man miss, but he runs out of space, and that one getting a little close to the edge there.
As it could have been a late penalty flag. I don't think anybody in this Northern Valley stands would have argued too much if it would have come out there, but it doesn't. Leaves 4th and 15 again for the Bulldogs, who have had nothing happening on offense here in this second half.
Yeah, just about a 5-yard rush getting them back to the original line of scrimmage. But their punting has not been able to do what they want it to for the Huskies here.
And a punt! Zane Brown got there, scoop, score! Touchdown! Huskies!
That was all Zane Brown right there with the block and the hustle to fall on top of that football in the end zone, and it has been all Northern Valley here in this third quarter.
What a play by the special teams from Northern Valley. Gavin Thalheim's been punching it on the kickoff. He's been perfect on the extra points, and now they take a punt back.
Well, they blocked multiple kicks, but this one, the most rewarding is it falls for a touchdown. And, we talked a little bit about the size and the athleticism of Zane Brown earlier, where, he's going to grow even into a more athletic player as he continues to grow as just a sophomore. But there you see the athleticism on full display. Another running into the holder, but I guess, hey,
they're going to let it go.
They're trying to get their shots.
As the Northern Valley Huskies and the cheerleaders and this crowd are all feeling what we felt. Just the complete opposite is what we had on the broadcast there for your pleasure against Cheyenne out there in Bird City last week.
If you stayed around to watch.
Ooh,
we didn't even get to this part of the game in that one.
It got a little ugly as Cheyenne absolutely blitzed Northern Valley up and down the field all night long. It looks like a brand new team out here.
But the frustrating part about that, especially from the Northern Valley side and, you know, from the viewing standpoint, is this is what we know this team is capable of. Coming out here, being able to be competitive at all three levels of the game, whether it be offensively, defensively, and special teams, and right now they're putting it all together. The only mistake you can really have for the night is the interception on the first offensive possession out of halftime. But other than that, you know, they've been pretty sound, other than letting up a couple of big plays, I guess, as well. But it's been back and forth blows from two teams that were really ready to unleash an offense here, but Northern Valley able to keep it rolling here in the third quarter.
They led 32-26 at half. Is that what it was?
Yep.
And have absolutely exploded into this third quarter to now lead 55-26. And getting ready to kick this ball off one more time is Gavin. And right now it's like, I really hope he gets it to the end zone, because if you watch the Huskies, they're not attacking the line of scrimmage here and trying to get down and cover this kick.
They're kind of watching to see if it's going through the uprights just like we are.
I hope he doesn't miss-hit one of these, and he kind of did that time. Will it squirt to the end zone? It does anyway. Another touchback. Like to see Zane hustling down there to cover it.
Yeah, he wants to fall on another one, doesn't he?
Zane with some of those X factor. That's what I've always said Zane Brown is, and on the basketball court, and now he's showing it on the football court. We all know Northern Valley's got a bunch of dogs, but Zane Brown is that X factor. If he can step up his game and consistently play like this, Northern Valley's a completely different team, and especially if they get that blonde kid back here before long, it's a secret. He might be on his way. Snap back. It's going to be a hard count here, and now they're going to go straight dive and swallowed up by Gavin Thalheim, down for a loss of 2 yards.
No room for Dylan to move around. He went A-gap there, but it closed up as quickly.
And a timeout by the head coach of the Bulldogs, as he's got to go back to the drawing board. Here we go on a second down and 17 here for the Bulldogs. The snap is back, and they're going to look to throw this ball. Weave in and out, and the ball is going to be heaved out to a wide open Rios, as he's going to be tackled down by Bryson Wilder. Way to put your body in harm's way. Save 6.
Yeah, that's the same route that Rios ran the last time that Golden Plains scored before halftime there. This time able to pick up a big chunk play and move the chains for the Bulldogs, and signs of life for the Golden Plains offense right now. Like we said, Northern Valley doing a great job. That was far from over at the moment, because if they can start clicking on all cylinders offensively like they were in that first half, they could still make this one a bit of a ball game.
Tip of the hat from Coach Smith on that one. And there it is again, as Owen Hammond comes downhill and punishes him.
You know, the motor that we've seen in him in this game has been also
so
a bit
different.
of an X factor. So different. They need him to play with that kind of speed, especially off that end right now. They don't want to run his way because they know he's over there sealing that edge. So when he's able to keep that energy and come down the line of scrimmage like that and make a difference from the backside, it's hard to go anywhere if you're a back.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Travis Smith goes right back to the play to Rios that works
it's
so
worked
well
every time
here, and we'll see what we can match up. And he's going to be in the backfield, going to be swallowed up, but he's still fighting for yards.
And I don't know who was the official tackler on that one. I know Owen Hammond wrapped him up. It looked like 2 or 3 Huskies got in there to stop Perez, but he did a nice job trying to fight forward back to the sticks. But it leaves them with a 3rd and 17 now. We'll see what they do. But like you said, that crossing route from Rios, that mid to high crossing route, has not been stopped once, I don't think, this game when they're able to get the ball off to him.
So here it is again. They're going to isolate Wilder and Rios on this outside. We'll watch this play develop. You might have to go a little wider. It's a crossing route from Rios, who's going to cross the formation. He was there, but Zane Brown running down the quarterback for a sack. Big sack of 10 yards from Zane Brown.
He's made a complete difference defensively for Northern Valley. Now twice in a row on 2 separate possessions.
Zane Brown coming to the game to play. As the Bulldogs have no other choice but to line up in a
something
punt.
changed, though, didn't it?
And a 4th and 27 here. Wark on the backside, getting ready to field this punt as he is 12 yards deep. Fields it, kick is away, and Northern Valley doesn't even go get it. As that ball will come to a rest on the 27-yard line. That's where Northern Valley will take over with the 1 second left to go here in the third quarter. 55 for Northern Valley, 26 for the Bulldogs.
They employ knowledgeable and professional staff to assist you with your agricultural, home, and business needs. All available at DHS, creating connections to empower agriculture.
That's how to get a 15-second one right there. It's 1 second to go, but it will start on the snap is when that ball will go. So we'll get one more play here from Northern Valley in this third quarter where they've exploded for points. Barnyard situation. I'm going to see Tait Thalheim in the slot on the top side. Gavin's going to get this snap away. He's going to look for his buddy. Into the middle is Owen Hammond. He's wrapped up. Good defensive play there by Wark. It's fall incomplete, and that will do it for 3 quarters of play. Northern Valley with a 55-26 lead over the Golden Plains. Bulldogs will be back in 60 seconds.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Angela Thalheim, your Phillipsburg Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this, and that's why Angela Thalheim is a proud sponsor of the Northern Valley Huskies and all of their athletics and academics. For all of your investment needs, call 785-543-2667 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The bumper music making its way here in the middle of the fourth quarter. But, hey, guess what? We told them we would give them the left-handed quarterbacks here at the quarter. So if you were gone.
I was hoping you'd make it a 2-part question of, first off, how many left-handed quarterbacks have been in Northern Valley's history? Because you were kind and you told them 2, but that is just like crazy to me. The one that Ross knows that, but 2, that there is only 2 of them.
So I need to check my phone and see if anybody texted in, and maybe they can win a free hot dog from First National Bank and Trust here tonight. Hansen going to make his way around the right side, driven out of bounds after a gain of 12 yards. Good play on first down.
But if you're ready for the answers, we can go ahead and give that to you here because I know you're itching to know.
Well, I need to check my phone real quick.
No, I got it.
Oh, did anybody call in? Did anybody register a vote? Doesn't look like anybody. Nope, nobody's going to claim the free hot dog prize.
Does anybody care?
Well, maybe the question was just a little too difficult. But one guy you see here in the Valley all the time, right?
We do.
Yeah.
Yep. I gave the hint to Kevin Sides earlier. It's 2 players within Y2K, so you don't have to go too far back into yesteryear to figure out who it is. But the first one, Mr. Josh McLean.
Oh, yeah. The big lefty. He was prowess on the basketball court, but he quarterbacked Northern Valley for 3 seasons.
I was pretty young when that was going down.
Yeah, had probably some of the better passing stats from Northern Valley over for a career, Josh McLean. And the other one is?
Brennan Sammons.
He's around the Valley too, buddy.
He is. He was a pretty good quarterback, so you got one older and younger than I. Didn't play with either of them.
But 2 lefties making their impact here wearing the green and white. Of course, they had the Husky dog on their helmets, I believe.
Yeah. The Husky dog was on the helmets for quite a while. We need to bring it back. I don't usually complain, but I'm going to bring back the Husky dog.
Snap is back to Gavin, now to Tait. He's looking to find an open receiver. Owen trying to make his way. Oh, and Tait got eaten by the turf monster.
That tackle gets chalked up to the number 30.
Pugh and his boys
got him
with the beautiful numbering on the field here. And that was 4th down, so Northern Valley will have to turn this one over on downs. As I love the firing up by the Northern Valley defense out there. Gavin Thalheim leading it, going, hey, come on, let's do this.
Yeah, the last thing that you want to do, I know that it feels like this game is definitely at hand right now after that third quarter from the Huskies, but the last thing you want to do is fall asleep during this fourth quarter. This team of Golden Plains has shown that they are too good to be able to do that, and they can make it a game if you're just
Ball
going
is up. Tait is there to
and he
pick.
does.
Tait picked it off.
And that's exactly what we said right there. Tait does not fall asleep. Pulls that one down and gives it back to the Huskies pretty much right where he got tackled by the turf monster.
Well, he was beat off the snap.
But showing off the wheels, not just on the offensive side in this game, but defensively as well, with a good recovery there, getting back to that ball and making a play on it.
But I can understand the play call. It was there. It was just a little bit off, about a second behind to where it needed to be, and it could have turned into 6 the other way.
Yeah, Northern Valley now and Golden Plains both with an interception in this one.
Northern Valley quickly up to the line. 5 wide in the barnyard. Now Zane Brown coming in motion. We'll flip it back to him. He's going to go straight up the middle. Zane's going to make one man miss. Oh, shoestring tackle. Saves 6 points, Dylan Wark.
Yeah, and Zane Brown, you see it, it's not just him, it's a lot of players, but football and sports in general, it's pretty amazing what some confidence can do and some plays going your way. And he looks like a completely different player right now. After getting that touchdown on the blocked punt, he's got all the confidence in the world, and he's able to just take over this game, kind of is what he's been doing for the back half of this one.
Snap will go straight back as they're going to kind of milk the play clock a little bit more in this fourth quarter as they know how potent the offense is here for the Bulldogs. They're going to snap it with under 5 seconds remaining in the play clock each time. As here's Maverick snap, handoff, pitch forward to Hansen, hesitates, and now he'll drive forward. He's going to get a first down.
Nice lead block there from Gavin Thalheim. Before there was no real estate to go. You got to keep going, though. He had a good seal on that first one, but when you're the only lead blocker out there, you just got to keep running and finding guys.
And Hansen with a smart play right there. You know what he did? Stayed in bounds.
Yep, they're obviously wanting to chew away at some of this game clock, running that 35 seconds off of the play.
And now we've got
So I guess it was not out of bounds. Or it was out of bounds, if they're saying that. So everything we said, disregard. He did go out of bounds according to the side judge.
No, because then you wouldn't be. Well,
I don't know. Is it because it was a first down?
Yeah, you stop the clock for the first down.
They're saying that it didn't, I suppose?
And then you restart it when it's on the go.
We're going to have to pull out some more trivia questions if we're going to burn the play clock, though.
Yeah, it's not as exciting, quick-paced football as six-man normally is. Thalheim going to have to make something happen, and he dances around and finally gets back to the line of scrimmage, dropped in the backfield by Rios.
And Diego Perez also in on that stop, both of them flying around right now.
It'll bring up 2nd and 16 here for Northern Valley with 7:26 and a clock running. As Northern Valley has been dominating this second half as they kind of put it down into fourth gear and going to slow this pace down. Now they're going to go with 5 seconds under the clock each and every time. In motion is Hammond. The give is to him. Will he get the corner? He does not. Now he's going to retreat, and he's got friends. He's going to flip it one way, flip it the other way. Now he'll go forward to the line of scrimmage.
You know, I kind of know what Northern Valley's doing right now with playing the conservative game clock. However, they're going to say he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage with it. They are going to say intentional grounding, I believe, is the call. But what I was going to say is I understand what they're doing, kind of cooking this clock away with the lead like this. But what that does is it kind of
takes the momentum.
It takes the air out of the football for not only the defense but for you as well. And when they're firing on all cylinders, and this is the game, that it kind of feels like they've unlocked something for the rest of the season. And then you slow it down like this, you start to think about it differently, and you can see it on the last couple of these plays. They're not playing with the same explosiveness. Now they're playing with a hesitancy because they're just trying to kind of slow this thing down and maybe overthinking it and over-managing it some as the players out there, because that's a lot to think about. Clock management is one of the hardest things in football. We don't actually give it enough credit for being as hard as it is.
I mean, Andy Reid got criticized for years for his clock management. Now he's an ace at it.
Yeah.
Flip it back to
It only took him 70
Hammond.
years, right?
He's going to find Gavin. Tough catch, and now he's going to have to really make some hay work as he's driven to the ground by Rios and by Diego Perez, and it's going to bring up 4th down. Hey, kick it.
Clinton up here is wanting to line up for a field goal try. We talked about that record of only 34 yards. I say only 34 yards. You and I can't touch 34 yards, but there is someone I can think of that can. Sir Gavin Thalheim.
Well, tonight he could.
And this would solidify him in the record books for quite a while if he could hit this one.
Well, even if it
would probably
short.
it'd probably end up being like a 50-yarder from the snap to the end zone through the uprights. As they are in the 5-second count now, they've got to get this snap off, and they do.
4th down coming at us. We're going to fake it. Now Tait is going to try and get there. He's going to wiggle around. He's going to wiggle. And he's going to come up short. But they flipped the field a little bit. He gains 12 yards on the play, and it's going to be taken over 1st down on the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Dylan Wark with the pursuit's the only thing that slowed down. Another Tait big 1st down pickup there. So Golden Plains gets the ball back with 5:41 left. They're going to have to look for something explosive here because they're going to need multiple possessions to make this one more than interesting. But we have seen crazier in football before.
Diego taking this snap. He'll go back to Armberger, who's trying to try and throw this football up and to grab. Cure dropped that one as Hansen was right there to get in the defensive end. Connor just couldn't pull it in.
Well, it's exactly the look that they were looking for, a one-on-one situation there with Connor Cure catching like a curl route there. And even though Hansen was in position, we've seen Cure stop on a dime and be able to turn that. And I think if he would have been able to pull that ball in, Hansen found himself on the outside hip, kind of towards that out-of-bounds marker. And the way he was turning, he would have caught that ball and turned it, and probably would have been a house call, is seeing how that could have played out.
Kelby Beeler will snap this football back. Rios coming across the formation. The ball is up there, and Rios has picked it up, and Bryson Weil, they're going to be stiff-armed into the dirt. He's going to go all the way in for a touchdown. Rios on the play that we just talked about over and over again. It's been their bread, their butter, and they score again on it, Aim.
Yeah, he's had an excellent game receiving in this one, and it's been the exact same route. Different depths a couple of times, as that one is a little bit more short to mid, but he catches it crossing that. And, you know, it's exactly what we see so many slot players do at any level. You get the ball in the hands of your athletes and just let them work, and he does it right there yet again. That's his 3rd time picking up a big play, at least his 2nd time scoring on that play. Broken play here, goes up. Perez catches it, but he falls before he can cross the end zone. So that's going to be no good for the point after try. 32-55.
Save money. Get your own Perk checking account.
As an anticipated onside kick, Rios is going to light it up, and he's going to go deep. And his best kick of the afternoon, evening, and drives it into the end zone. Northern Valley sent Maverick Rogers back to return that one.
That south wind still still blowing steady. Has been playing into those kicks, flying high, and not a lot of excitement from the return game for us to call out in this one, is there?
No, but I tell you what, those guys Combine and Beans right now are pretty happy that wind is still up. They're probably still
They can
out there
still
in
they
the
can still
machine.
see.
They can still see is right. Here's Northern Valley with a trip set to the high side. Hansen to snap it. And in motion is a fake to Owen. Now Tait's going to run and dive forward for the gain of 7 yards.
Man, Tait is just making such a big impact in this game. Every time he's got the ball in his hands, you can kind of expect it to be a 5 to 10 yard play at least, is how it feels in this one.
It's a leg
as we've
sleeve.
crossed through the 5-minute mark in this fourth quarter.
Northern Valley playing with a little more pace here.
Keeping with their identity that has been very successful for them in this game, as it's that new look offense that we've seen Northern Valley run, like we said, for a few years, but not quite as much this season with this group of players. They've been more apt to spread it out in this one, though, and has paid dividends on the scoreboard.
Hansen with a nice move, and he's into the open territory. Does he have enough to get there? And a great block by Hammond! Oh, my gosh! What a block by Hammond! Is going to negate the touchdown. Hammond came across the formation, and a block in the back is point of foul, 10 yards. Repeat the down, which is a first down, but Hansen with a big run up the middle. As Northern Valley sets 1st and 15 on the 25-yard line. Hammond coming out here eager to get his. They haven't found him on a deep route. He's one of the top touchdown receivers in Northern Valley history. Set the all-time season mark last year. Hansen's going to be wrapped up in the backfield and dropped this time quickly by Adam Ritter. As he read that one.
Ritter's done a nice job from that linebacker position in this one. Has really been able to read a couple of those runs pretty well and has been filling the gaps really nicely in this game.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 15 for Northern Valley. It's been quiet in this fourth quarter, but they took a 55-24 lead coming into it. Golden Plains chipped away with 1 touchdown. Northern Valley looking to take it back to a wider spread here as Gavin telling them to hurry up as we get ready to rock. Reverse now coming to Hammond. On the outside, the wheels are going to be spinning to the outside. He tight ropes the sideline, but he is out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Hammond doing a great job in this game with the ball in his hands, just showing that speed off. He's a state qualifying hurdler and showing off that athleticism here.
Been to state and high jump as well in the past, I believe. Third down, 5 yards to go for Northern Valley. Gavin ready to accept this snap from center Maverick Rogers. Now back to Tait. Looking to pass this one.
You were a
Now
saint.
he's going to flip it over, and no, he's going to take off on a run. Spin move to the middle of the field. First down, Huskies.
Just when you think that it's going to be all said and done after a nice, decent play, he's able to break it for yet another one. I was talking behind me there, so I just caught the back end of that. But exactly what we were talking about is he's able to fight for extra yards And we have a timeout here from Coach Smith and the Bulldogs. We'll take it with them and be back for our final 3:06 in
Know
this
that
game.
today and every day, First National Bank and Trust is here for you.
Looking for friendly hometown service? Stop by Almena Lumber and Supply and Home Oil at 611 Main Street in Almena, Kansas. They've got you covered with gas, bulk fuel delivery, tire repair, and if you're craving a candy bar or a cold pop, you'll find it right inside. For over 20 years, Tracy and Nikki Stutzman have been proud to serve the community and want to say thank you for your business. So next time you're in Almena, remember to fill up your tank, grab a treat at Home Oil Company, where service still comes with a smile. Are you searching for the right insurance plan, but you don't know where to start? At Insurance Central in Norton, they've been insuring for quite some time, and Jody Ward is there to help you every step of the way. Whether it's Medicare, health insurance, life insurance, disability and critical insurance, long and short-term care, annuities, doesn't matter. Serving Nebraska and Kansas, Jody offers local hometown service, and the best part, she's there to take care of you when you need her. Call Jody Ward today at 785-202-5008 or visit myInsuranceCentral.com and get started. Insurance Central, protecting what matters most.
I agree.
Zane Brown had a Zane Brown type of night, and the problem is that it ain't just Zane Brown. Lucas Hansen's had a heck of a night. Tait Thalheim's had a heck of a night. I know why. Yeah, you had those two seniors out there that have been contributing left and right, and then Maverick Rogers sprinkling in with a couple catches of his own here today. We'll see what happens here on this play as Tait's surveying the field, looking for a receiver. Ritter's got it. Tait trying to fight away and get sacked for a 10-yard loss. But if he could just stay on his feet just a touch longer, he had 3 defenders at his feet, which means it's only a 6-man game.
Yeah.
They were hopefully playing thirds back there.
Yeah, it means you have at least 2 free.
So Northern Valley will now get 2nd and goal from the – oh, they gave him a pretty good spot, the 12-yard line. Here in the fourth quarter, 2:27 and rolling to go. Northern Valley kind of needed this get-right game, as it felt like most of this season hasn't gone right. This has been something that has been great. They want to put some icing on this cake here as they
are going to say timeout before the delay of game call, so 2:10 to go. We'll hear from our sponsors yet again.
Mittens Travel Center is much more than a convenience store. At Mittens Travel, you can count on them for a quick snack or a quick drink, or maybe get a sandwich from the Subway inside. Maybe you need to take a break from your travels and sit down for a meal at the IHOP restaurant. You can also stop in at the Sonic drive-thru next door. Mittens Travel Center also features high-quality fuel to keep your car or truck on the road. You don't have to come to Mittens to get their high-quality fuel. You can let them bring it to you. Whether it's on the job or on the farm, Mittens Travel Center can deliver gas, diesel, DEF, wherever you are. The next time you're traveling down Interstate 70, make it a one-stop shop at Mittens Travel Center in Oakley, Kansas.
Northern Valley is a 1A Division II school district that serves students in both Norton County and Phillips County, with a current preschool through 12th grade enrollment of 152 students. Almena High School's purpose is to graduate students with successful, oriented attitudes and the skills necessary to succeed in society and be long-life learners. Almena Elementary will create an effective teaching and learning environment that will encourage all students to reach their maximum potential in academic and social experiences. We will strive to enable each student to become a productive and responsible citizen involved in a lifetime of successful learning.
2nd and goal from the 12-yard line. Lucas Hansen will come over the top of this football as they get ready to snap it back to Gavin. He's going to ask for motion from Owen Hammond. The ball goes on the ground, flip back to little brother, and he's going to be off to the races. Good block by big brother. And now Tait left and right. He's going to get all the way to the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal from there.
Broken play, making something happen with it, though.
The last 2 times Northern Valley's put it on the turf, they've been able to pick it up and make something positive happen.
Yeah, and another thing that is different about this game and this offense that Northern Valley really hasn't done the last few games, Gavin Thalheim, who we know him as kind of the big bruiser back with the ball in his hands that's hard to take down, he's out in front making some great lead blocks. It's something that a lot of backfields don't really have. the liberty of having is a guy who can be bigger than really anyone they're setting the edge on and really make a difference. And that's how you turn 3 yards into 7 yards, 8 yards. You're able to pick up 5 yards more. And if you can make a man miss, then you're talking about house calls and really big chunk plays.
6-1, 201 lead block and QB1. And now another timeout by Marvin Giphart will lead us to another break.
Long Island Middle School seeks to expose students to a wide variety of educational experiences, to delve into broad ranges of activities, including academics, athletics, music, drama, and scholastic endeavors beyond classroom, and to refine social behaviors and attitudes acceptable for living with people in a worldwide society. We have a strong tradition of academic excellence and accomplished athletic programs. Our small class size allows for more one-on-one interaction with our students. Northern Valley's community are strong supporters of the school and extracurricular activities. From the Valley, this is Trista Smith saying, "Go Big Green!"
Chance McKinney with Northwest Kansas Cattle Company.
$1:16 remains here in this fourth quarter. The get-right game here for Northern Valley, following a big third quarter with a flood of points to take control of this one. And
really
look at Gavin. Does he look like he's ready to run somebody over here? You might as well zoom in. This ain't going to the outside. He's going right up the middle. Oh, the fake is on. Tate's going to roll over. His big brother's in the middle. Touchdown, Huskies!
You had me zoom in.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. I got there for it.
Gavin sold it. He's like, throw me the football.
That was a great play fake there.
Great hands by Owen, adding to his receiving touchdowns totals. Huskies put up 61, now 62 as he flips it up. Oh, trying to aim for Aiden Keith. And that is the first PAT that Northern Valley does not score on in this entire game. You ask Chuck Fessenden how important it is to score PATs.
It's a big deal.
He made a living of beating teams that he shouldn't have beat by simply those.
Yeah, by 2, 4, 6 points, just because you're cashing in when you're supposed to with those extra points afterwards. But, Clint, you talked about it a little bit. This third quarter for the Huskies has been huge, and this fourth quarter as well, where you look back on this scoreboard, and obviously Northern Valley deserves to win by a sizable amount. But it's how quickly we forget that this game was deadlocked for 2 quarters, and it was only a 6-point difference going into the half. It felt like it was anyone's ball game. Northern Valley comes out of halftime, makes an early mistake. Feels like it's kind of going to stay that way. But then it was off to the races for Big Green there, and they have not looked back. They have won both sides of the line of scrimmage here in the second half of this game. And it shows on the scoreboard, and this is exactly what you said. Like, this is the get-right game they needed to really, hopefully, if you're Coach Gebhardt and this team, carry them to that next level to finish off the season, because it doesn't get a lot easier when you got to go play those defending state champs in the Weskin Coyotes. You're going to have some good opponents here later in the season, at least early on in the playoffs and the play-in type stuff that they do now. So they have to find an identity like this, and this is a really good feeling game for them as Northern Valley to do so.
Gavin lined up for another boot into the wind. It is going to go off the side of his foot, and this could be problematic as here comes Diego Perez, and he ain't got nobody in front of him. Gavin trying to play safety and is not going to be able to run him down. Diego's going to take it all the way back for 6.
I'm impressed that he's gotten one opportunity this entire game, and he makes the absolute best of it right here. Look at him go. He's been licking his chops ready for that one this entire game.
He's watched the ball just sail over his head and over his head and over his head and never getting an opportunity.
Way to be ready, though, because it's so easy to just fall asleep back there and just think it doesn't matter anymore.
But a quick response back. from the Bulldogs attack. Armberger under center is going to flip it back, and this is going to be just short. Looks like a reserve tailback into the game. That was number 85, Parker Valling. Valling, just 130-pound freshman on that attempt. And we're back at break. 106 remains. Northern Valley in lead, 61-40.
A taste of the Far East right here to the Midwest. They're a family-run operation located in Alameda, Kansas that specializes in Wagyu. Whether you want jerky for a snack or a steak for supper, or maybe you just want to fill your freezer full, they are here to serve you. From pasture to plate, they'll help you all the way. Call 785-650-3679. That's Chance McKinney of Northwest Kansas Cattle Company.
If you have and in six-man game, you can almost guarantee this one's going to be an onside kick. Rios holds his hand high, and just as I say that, they boot it deep, and Maverick Rogers watches it go into the end zone. See, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I also assumed that it would be an onside kick with 1:05 left, trying to get that ball back for your team. See if you can grab one, but instead it'll be Northern Valley getting the ball at the 15. Little changing of the guard here for the Huskies.
They'll bring in the heavy package. Anchored in the middle by Malachi Hitt. Malachi, wearing number 70, is a 6-foot, 264-pounder. To his left, the senior Aiden Keith, wearing number 4, 6'1", 230. And to his left, it's Van Patten. And off to the races is Gavin Thalheim. Does he have enough speed? He does! He'll go the distance. Touchdown, Gavin, but there is a flag on the field. And we'll come back and do it again.
Cardio for everyone.
The first play of the night other than a PAT for our heavies, and they made a hole for Gavin, and he just trucked everybody through it on his way to pay dirt. But somebody must have got a hold. But in high school football, they don't tell you who. So they'll redo the play. Looks like a 7-yard penalty enforcement. Spot of the foul. It'll be 1st and 22. Toss to Hansen this time. Goes off to the left side, and we've got another flag on the field. And we've got another holding call against Northern Valley. So Northern Valley will go half the distance this time from the spot foul. Looked like about the 9-yard line, so that means we'll put it at the 4-yard line. Okay. 4.5 maybe. That's the way it looks. I was confusing the 5-yard line and the extra point line. Northern Valley back for a 1st and 25 now. Play clock lining down, and Northern Valley will snap it to Hansen. The give is right up the middle, and he's met in the backfield by Diego Perez.
Perez just obviously knew right where that one was going after the 4th time of running the same play.
Second down for the Huskies. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of the ball game, folks. Northern Valley wins 61-40 in a get-right game for the boys in green. Appreciate everyone watching us here on Open Spaces Sports. The next one that I'll be available to broadcast is the Weskin Coyotes and the defending state champions. We're going to go down there and broadcast that one for you. Is that in 2 weeks?
I think so.
Ryan, who you got next week? Yep, Tri-Plains Brewster next week, and then I think it's...
But okay, so let's get into the time machine here for a second and just go back to last year, that game. I'll remind you that Weskin Coyotes team went on to win state. But
we had them beat.
Northern Valley versus Weskin was probably, it's hard to say, the best coach game that Coach Gebhardt has had in his tenure, when he's had some very successful win-loss seasons here at Northern Valley. And they ended up losing that game, but purely coaching.
That one was
excellent. They had one of the most talented six-man teams in the history of Kansas, the young history of six-man football that they've ever seen, and they had them on the ropes.
They had, yeah, if we can remind people, we had them with the ball driving at the 25-yard line to win the game with a touchdown with the clock running down, and we put the ball on the turf, and they secured the win. But
so you got to tune in for that one. That's why you play the game, but this is also why we play the game right here is Golden Plains and Northern Valley line up to pray. There at the 40-yard line. Special moments for both of these teams every time we get to take the field and every time we get to watch them take the field. Tip of the cap to that Golden Plains team. I think they're better, than that deficit showed for a while, and they didn't go away. Northern Valley, this is a kind of a statement win for them. We said that they needed a game like this to get the season right, get the season rolling the way that they wanted to, but it did not come easy against a pretty athletic Golden Plains team here that they were going blow for blow there in that first half, and then momentum was on the side of the Huskies, and they were able to take it.
Aim, it's always a blast coming into the Valley and broadcasting these games with you and bringing it to the Northern Valley crowd who might not be able to be here on each and every Friday night. It's amazing how many of those guys tune in that used to don these uniforms out here and play on this exact field. And we've seen some amazing performances across years and decades. But when it comes to what you just said, the get-right game, this game meant a lot to this team. And not just tonight and not just in this season, but they'll look back on this in years and say, this is the game that turned this whole season around, hopefully, for them. And they can go into Brewster and they can keep this momentum possibly rolling and kind of can cascade that into something that they can put up a heck of a dogfight versus the number one ranked team in the state here at Weskin.
Absolutely.
Well, for all of us here at Open Spaces Sports, we say we can't do these broadcasts without our sponsors. And I know they got a lot around here on a game where there's so many points being scored up there, but they need to hear it from you as fans of Open Spaces Sports and let them know how much you appreciate you contributing money so that we can bring these games to you here wherever the Northern Valley Huskies play some football. That being said, that was Zane Baird. I'm Clint Cox. And for all of us here at Open Spaces Sports, we say God bless.